Adapting acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, for children and adolescents requires careful consideration of developmental stages, attention spans, and interests. This part of the course explores how ACT can be tailored to younger clients, focusing on making the therapy engaging, relevant, and effective for this age group. Children and adolescents often experience emotional and psychological challenges differently from adults. Their cognitive abilities, emotional maturity, and life experiences are in developmental stages, which means that therapeutic approaches need to be age-appropriate and engaging to hold their interest and meet their specific needs. Key considerations in adapting ACT for younger clients. Simplification of concepts. AC concepts like cognitive diffusion and mindfulness need to be simplified and explained in ways that are understandable for younger minds. Using metaphors and stories can be particularly effective. Engaging activities. Therapy should include activities that are interactive and fun, such as games and arts and crafts, which can help illustrate ACT principles in a concrete way. Involvement of family. Integrating family members into the therapy process can provide additional support and reinforce learning and practice of ACT skills at home. School and social contexts. Incorporating issues from school and peer relationships can make the therapy more relevant to the daily experiences of children and adolescents. Techniques for adapting ACT. Use of metaphors and stories. Young people often respond well to learning through stories and metaphors that reflect their experiences and challenges. For example, comparing thoughts to passing clouds can help illustrate the concept of cognitive diffusion in a relatable way. Mindfulness through play. Teaching mindfulness through play activities, such as mindful coloring or sensory games, can help children practice being present in a fun and engaging manner. Values exploration. Through creative expression. Allowing children to explore their values through drawing, writing, or role-playing can help them express what is truly important to them in an accessible and enjoyable format. Short and varied sessions. Keeping therapy sessions short and dynamic helps maintain the attention of younger clients. Including a variety of activities within a single session can keep them engaged and interested. Practical application in therapy. Consider a case where a 12-year-old Emily is struggling with anxiety related to school performance. Her therapist might use a metaphor like the worry monsters to help Emily visualize her anxious thoughts as external entities that she can interact with rather than fears she must suppress. Through activities such as drawing her worry monsters and then talking to them, Emily learns to practice cognitive diffusion and acceptance. The therapist might also introduce mindful moments, using breathing exercises integrated with Emily's interests, such as imagining smelling her favorite foods to focus her attention on her senses. To explore and clarify her values, Emily could engage in a storytelling activity where she describes her ideal magical adventure, reflecting her core values such as bravery, friendship, and learning. Building upon the adaptations of acceptance and commitment therapy, AT, this section delves into specific case studies and tailored exercises that demonstrate the practical application of ACT principles in therapeutic settings for children and adolescents. These examples highlight how ACT can be effectively implemented to address the unique psychological needs of this age group. Case Study 1. Handling school anxiety. Background: Alex, a 10-year-old boy, experiences significant anxiety about tests and performance at school, which affects his concentration and happiness. ACT application: cognitive diffusion. Alex's therapist introduces a game called Monster Thoughts, where Alex draws his anxious thoughts as monsters on paper. This exercise helps him see his thoughts as separate from himself, making them less intimidating. Mindfulness: Alex practices superhero breaths, where he imagines being a superhero who breathes deeply to gain calm and focus before a challenge. This helps him center himself in moments of anxiety. Values clarification: through discussions and drawing activities, Alex identifies learning and helping others as important values. His anxiety about tests begins to lessen as he focuses more on these values rather than on achieving perfect scores. Committed action: Alex and his therapist set a goal for him to ask one question in class each day and to help a classmate with their work once a week, aligning his actions with his values of learning and helping. Case Study 2. Coping with family divorce. Background: Sarah, a 15-year-old girl, struggles with feelings of sadness and anger due to her parents' recent divorce. Application: acceptance. Sarah works with her therapist to practice accepting her emotions by using a technique called weather report, where she describes her feelings as weather patterns, acknowledging them without trying to change them. Mindfulness. Sarah engages in photo walks, where she takes pictures of things that catch her attention during walks. This exercise helps her stay present and find beauty in the moment, despite the turmoil at home. Values clarification. Through a series of guided discussions, Sarah identifies creativity and family connections as core values. She decides to start a blog to express her creative writing and plans regular movie nights with her family to maintain connections. Committed action. Sarah commits to posting one blog entry per week and organizing a family movie night every other week, taking proactive steps that reflect her values and help her cope with her emotional pain. Exercises for children and adolescents. Values treasure hunt. Young clients go on a treasure hunt in their daily life or during sessions to find and note activities or moments that align with their values, making the concept of values concrete and actionable. Thought bubbles. In this exercise, children draw or write their troubling thoughts in cartoon bubbles, then pop them by bursting the bubbles, symbolizing the diffusion process. Mindfulness maze. Therapists create a physical or imaginary maze that children navigate while practicing mindful walking, teaching them to focus on the journey rather than rushing to the end. Conclusion. These case studies and exercises illustrate how adapting AC for children and adolescents involves creative and engaging methods that resonate with their experiences and developmental stage. By focusing on diffusion, acceptance, mindfulness, and values-driven actions, ACT helps young clients navigate their emotional landscapes more effectively, fostering resilience and a greater sense of well-being. These approaches empower them to handle life's challenges with confidence and live in alignment with their values, enhancing their overall mental health and life satisfaction.
If you're finding this lesson valuable, you can take your expertise to the next level. Join over 27,000 students at the Institute of Professional Psychology and earn your professional certification in this field. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description to access the full curriculum, workbooks, and your accredited credential. Let's get back to the lesson.